And now, back and better than ever, here's Rob Dibble.
Kirk Kaplan did a great job of putting all the action into one little snippet there. The 3 home runs by the Red Sox, 10 hits overall, 6 for the Sox, 4 for the Yankees. Yankees pretty much went out in the end of that series with a whimper. Gil pitched his butt off. He deserved a better fate. 6 2/3, 4 hits, a run, no walks. Was brilliant, throwing almost 99 miles an hour the inning they took him out. Gave up the 1 home run, 9 strikeouts. Cutter Crawford was almost as brilliant. Didn't have the fastball, but he's got great stuff. 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Did not allow a home run on 68 pitches. He easily could have finished that game, but people were going, why'd you take him out? Well, there's a difference. You're looking at one guy, younger, wasn't laboring. It was very hot. It was humid. Crawford looked like he was getting a little bit tired and exhausted. Great job by the manager and the pitching coach of the Red Sox to recognize that. They take him out. They bring in their bullpen. Bullpen shuts him down for the final 6 outs. And Red Sox go out of there taking 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. Yankees have now dropped 15 out of their last 20 games, 16 out of their last 22 games. And it's not time for panic, but it is kind of, time for you to reshuffle the cards of a lineup that you've had in existence for the last few years, that top to bottom, if you didn't put Soto in there and Stanton didn't get out to such a great start in April and May, you certainly don't have as many wins as you have right now. So 55-37, they're dropping a bunch of games here and giving back a lot of games that they had. They were in first place. They've now slipped to second place. The Orioles, basically, they ran right on by them as we go towards the All-Star break. But the bottom line is you've got to change this lineup. You need guys to get on base. Guys like Verdugo are not hitting. Gleyber Torres is not hitting. Cabrera is not hitting. He hit for like 2 weeks this year. Volpe hit for like 6 weeks this year. He's not hitting. So you've got to come up with some guys. Now, Rice, he's showing signs of life, but he's a young guy. You don't know when he gets to 400 at-bats what he's going to look like. So when you look at the Red Sox have some guys that are bench players that are playing over their skis right now. They need some guys to come back. Trevor Story's not coming back this year, but Casas is going to come back this year. So they I don't know how they're doing it other than their great pitching and their really good bullpen. But the Yankees right now not getting the kind of pitching that can shut people out and maybe go on 1 or 2 runs or a blowout like they did in the game 2 of the series. That was really because Rice had 3 home runs, Verdugo had a home run, and it just wasn't a great outing for the Red Sox pitchers that day in a day game, where I often think that it's easier to hit during the day than at night. But for me, Red Sox are going the right way. The Yankees are going the wrong way.
This Major League Baseball talk on the Rob Dibble Show brought to you by our friends at Long Drink. Oh, I got the Midnight Sun variety pack right in front of me, Dibs, and your favorite pineapple, which is the new flavor. Before we break down this All-Star team, you guys want one?
I would love one. I'll take the blue.
You're a blue fan. That's the original.
It's the original.
I definitely got to try some of the new pineapple.
You actually had it in the ice box.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to keep it cool. We're gonna give it to the yellow. Hold on.
You could just assign me one.
Ooh. We can't let you.
You got
drink.
all 3 of these at the end of the show. You gotta wait till the end of the show, John. John, you go get yourself some. John's working the cameras. Get a close up of that, John. Is that in the shot? Is that off the shot? I don't know.
Good
Watch it on our
placement.
YouTube.
Well, you got to pull out the red one.
Oh yeah, John, you get a cranberry. That's one for you. Oh, what? Put it in front of the camera.
There you go. So you got red. Put the yellow.
Yellow's pineapple. Oh, you want them all 3?
Because the yellow's the new flavor that they just came out for the summer.
Yeah, but I'm drinking that. There you go. All right, back to the baseball. All-Star. I do not see Rafael Devers playing third base for the American League. I see my man J-Ram, Jose Ramirez. Oh, before we move on, too, in the game, you said it was the only action with those home runs. Au contraire, Monfrere, did you see that barehanded pickup third to first play Devers had at the end of the game? Remember when he used to be bad at playing defense? Not anymore. Like, that dude's putting together some web gems. But will be featured. I guess
you haven't seen the ones he throws 10 feet over the first baseman's head, because I watch every Red Sox game. He can fire a ball into the stands. John, do you agree?
He can't do that.
Yeah. So,
but the play last night.
The play last night was stellar, yes.
Stellar. Thank you.
No, the American League. You want to go over the starting lineup?
Yeah.
These guys totally deserve to be in it. Although, yes, Devers could have been voted in there, but Jose got more votes than he did. Adley Rutschman deserves to be your starting catcher.
Deserves.
Baltimore Orioles, handles the pitching staff brilliantly, gives you great offense. He's starting at catcher, and he deserves. Although I do like Salvador Perez. He's had a great year, but he's doing much of it from the DH spot. He's not doing a whole lot of catching.
That's a good point. But I'm glad that he is there. He will be represented as an all-star, but still, Adley Rutschman is the future. And I think, you know me, man, I'm a Francisco Alvarez fan through and through.
Yeah.
My favorite baseball player, Yadier Molina. I was so upset when Wilson Contreras went from the Cubs to the Cardinals. I just think that a great catcher solidifies a great team, can help if he's a great hitter as well, like Adley is, that can really help out too.
It's a bonus, but that's the cherry on top.
Being the general of the pitching staff, I think, is such an underrated attribute of the catcher. And I would say, seeing some of these youngsters come in and out for the Baltimore Orioles, Adley does a pretty good job.
This guy has played great. I watch a lot of the Toronto games as well in the same division as the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Rays. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. will start at first base. They transferred him from third to first a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Has been brilliant over there.
Second base, Dibs.
Can't stand this guy, but it's his 9th appearance in the All-Star game. Jose Altuve.
Okay.
Jose Altuve has actually had a great year this year. Very deserving of being the second baseman. But this is a guy that we don't love enough publicly. One of the best third basemen in the business.
There's good reasons.
Helped his Guardians to be in first place in the Central again.
Oh, this guy. I thought you were talking about Jose
Ramirez.
Altuve,
I
yes.
would not talk about Altuve like that.
J-Ram is the man. Yeah, you're right. Like a silent assassin through the league.
And what's funny is he chews on tobacco the way Devers does. Like a cow.
Third base thing?
Yeah, it's a third base thing, man. It reminds me of Brooks Robinson, reminds me of George Brett, guys like that. I got to chew on something while I'm going to pick it over here.
Gunnar Henderson, another young gunner, and this dude's at the top.
He's pushing Aaron Judge in the home run
top
race.
Of the pile of the home run stats. I'm a Gunnar fan.
For a youngster, he has done a fantastic job of a very young lineup that we've talked about. But Santander is there, Mountcastle's there. Some of these guys have been there when they were losing. They have weathered the storm. And, of course, this guy has had the best 2 months maybe in recent memory, better than his 62 home run year. Aaron Judge, he is going to start in the outfield. Now, we don't know where they're going to start these guys, but I would say Kwan would probably be the fastest guy there, should start in center field.
Kwan!
But Judge may be the center fielder. I don't know, but you've got Aaron Judge, Stephen Kwan from the Cleveland Guardians. But here's the thing. I told you the story a couple weeks ago about Kwan. This guy was almost out of baseball.
Yeah.
This guy had to absolutely revamp his swing, get some confidence when he was in college, got the confidence he needed by his hitting coach, and now he is going to the All-Star game. And then Yordan Alvarez is going to be your DH, but Juan Soto in his first year in a Yankees uniform, looking at maybe a $400 or $500 million payday after the season. He will be another starter in the outfield for the American League.
Now for the National League.
Go ahead. Go through this because you love these Contreras stories.
I don't know, man. I feel like Major League Baseball really took my voting in consideration. Got all my outfielders that I wanted in the AL. Now you got my catcher, Willem Contreras. Yeah, I do love these Contreras boys. Willem Contreras is such a difference maker for the Brewers. I didn't watch all the games, but the ones I checked back on, Brewers doing pretty decent against the Dodgers this past weekend. Like, Brew Crew is one of the best teams in baseball.
They don't miss their manager that you got in Chicago.
Really don't. And they have a great catcher that's behind the plate that's kind of playing a little bit of the manager, especially when it comes to defensive assignments. Great hitter as well, a kid that's not afraid of anything. Somehow finds himself in like key at-bat moments for Milwaukee, and every time I watch him, he comes through. Willem Contreras, your catcher, get used to him. He should be there for years to come.
First base may not play, but should be there. He's been injured. Bryce Harper, we all know he was the biggest vote getter of all of the participants in the All-Star game, so he will start first base until otherwise. This is the guy you picked. Kind of shocking. Second base from the Arizona Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte.
He hasn't slowed down since the World Series.
No, but the rest of his team has.
Yeah, so did in the World Series, too. The rest of his team slowed down. But this guy's numbers are great. Second base. For a second baseman, I don't know. It's kind of a luxury to have somebody that can rake like he does, and he is, like you're saying, he is one of the best players in Arizona. They always give the charity pick to somebody. This isn't a charity pick.
Well, every team needs to be represented.
Well, this isn't one of those.
Contention. No,
this isn't one of those.
This guy was voted on by the fans. He got the most at second base, and that's why he is going to be starting in this All-Star game. And the guy that's going to be across the diamond from him, Alec Baum. This guy's been fantastic. Phillies are not in first base.
Did you see
first place without this guy?
Did you see him break down when he realized he was an All-Star? Just going through.
It's
his
a huge thing, man. This is. We'll get to this when we start talking about Paul Skeens and 10 starts. I mean, the fans didn't vote him. The coaches and players didn't vote that guy in. MLB voted that guy in. But we'll get to that in just a second. These are the guys this is why the All-Star game is so huge. I played in a couple. One as a setup guy was huge when we won the World Series in '90. The next year, I was 23 for 23 in saves, tied with Lee Smith at the All-Star break. I kind of feel I earned that right to be in my second All-Star game after the first one. And so a lot of these guys that are either getting their second or third or fourth appearance, there's 32 first-time guys going. 32. So it's been a huge turnover with all the retirements lately and a lot of the injuries. And we can get to that in a little bit later on.
Get to that with shortstop. Trey Turner in there instead of Mookie Betts. I mean, that's a guy that would have been taking that role because Mookie was on fire to start this season.
Trey Turner struggled last year in his first year in a Philly uniform.
Remember
and came
that?
back in the second half and did a great job. The fans backed him the entire year. One of the best players in the major leagues. And so he is deserving of taking over for Mookie Betts with the broken hand. This guy, he deserves it as well. Having a breakout year, has been banged around from team to team to team for teams that didn't think he was a starting major leaguer. Just Jurickson Profar. And he is a fantastic outfielder with the Padres. I'm still kind of blown away a little bit. They have 5 Padres on this All-Star team ahead of some of these other teams, but with Tatis Jr. and some of the other guys, you're going to realize, okay, they've got some firepower in San Diego. That's why they're in second place in the National League West. Tatis Jr. joins him from the Padres in the outfield. Not a big fan, but he did, do his time for cheating. Was suspended for a full season for steroids. Don't even think he needed them.
What is it, man? Why is he starting this time? Is it the home runs? He's got 14 home runs. He's got 14 doubles. Whoop-de-doo, 279
defense has been
average.
Fantastic. This is a former shortstop that I think his peers and the managers and the Padre voters, they recognize his talent. And so for this guy, he is a fan favorite. He's a fan favorite with the youngsters. And so he got enough votes to start. And then another guy, California kid from the Westlake area out there in L.A., former Marlin and now Milwaukee. It's kind of a resurgence. Christian Yelich.
He's killing it right now.
Absolutely killing it this year, but the Brewers are killing everybody this year, and that's why they lead the National League Central. And then, of course, we already know the DH for the National League. This guy has the torn-up elbow, has been spectacular. I think he got his 27th home run the other day. Shohei Ohtani. He is the face of Major League Baseball right now.
I'm interested in how much Shohei we're going to see in the All-Star weekend.
By the way, breaking news, Bobby Witt Jr. will join the Home Run Derby field.
Oh, the Home Run Derby field.
Breaking news.
Kid wants
Little
to do
shortstop, not as big as his old man, who I played against. Bobby Witt Sr. was the flamethrower from Massachusetts. Junior is from Texas, where they now make their home. But this kid is spectacular, along with Gunnar Henderson, two of the best young shortstops in the big leagues.
You got Gunners in.
You've got Gunners in.
Azuno's in. Azuna from Atlanta. Marcel, he's in.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, if he could stay out of jail.
Yeah. It's only a week.
Yeah.
Week and a half, 2 weeks.
He's always in trouble with the law.
Polar Bear's in. Pete Alonso.
Alonso, and now Witt Jr.
So those are the 4 right now. So Gunnar, Witt Jr., Azuno, and Alonso. We need 4 more. Hopefully Julio Rodriguez signs up. I will say this. As much as it...
But did he make the All-Star team? I don't think he made the All-Star team.
Do you have to make the All-Star team?
No,
for the
you
Home Run
don't.
Derby?
But it's also kind of like,
Wink, wink.
Yeah, do I really want to go there? I mean, he is the reigning champ. You kind of have to go defend your title.
I think so. I just think that the home run derby, much like the slam dunk contest, as much as people want to poo-poo it and say it's not what it used to be, you could be right, but I still think it produces stars. I still think if you're a no-namer and you show up, and I'm not saying Bobby Witt Jr. in Major League Baseball circles or baseball fan circles is a no-namer, but I don't know many people outside of those realms who know who this kid is. And if he has a great day and just turns some heads, he can ride that fandom for a long time. I think this happens all the time in the home run derby.
Let me give you the pitchers from the American League real quick. From the Angels, Tyler Anderson. From the Orioles, Corbin Burns, who is a great free agent pickup. Emmanuel Clase from the Guardians, their closer. His third appearance, Garrett Crochet from the White Sox, could get traded at any moment. This guy is a flamethrower from the left side. Logan Gilbert from Seattle. Clay Holmes from the Yankees. Tanner Houck from up north there in Boston.
Well deserved for him,
Seth Lugo, one of my faves from the Kansas City Royals. Mason Miller, the 21-year-old closer from Oakland. Cole Reagans from Kansas City. Tariq, I think it's Skubal, if I'm not pronouncing that wrong, but we'll just say Skubal because I'm a dumbass. And is it Skubal? Skubal from the Detroit Tigers. Yep, Skubal. There's no screw in there. From Detroit, it's his first appearance. And then Kirby Yates. Nice to see him back as an all-star, his second selection. This is a team that is absolutely stacked, though, in pitching. The National League. Tyler Glasnow, former Ray, now with the Dodgers. His first all-star selection. I'm kind of shocked by that.
Wow.
Yep. Ryan Helsey from St. Louis. Jeff Hoffman from Philadelphia. Shota Imanaga from Chicago.
Hopefully
Reynaldo
it's
Lopez.
April Shota, not the June Shota.
From Atlanta. And this guy making his 8th all-star appearance. Former Red Sox and White Sox, now Brave, Chris Sale. Tanner Scott from Miami. And then this guy with his 10 starts and his really popular social media fiance, Paul Skeens from Pittsburgh. Matt Strahm used to be the bass player with Journey.
Yeah.
Played with the Red Sox. Now he's with Philly. Ranger Suarez, the starter with Philly, has been fantastic. Robert Suarez, his cousin, San Diego Padres. Logan Webb from San Francisco. And Zach Wheeler and Dealer from the Philadelphia Phillies. That is your pitching staff. I don't know. Do we have enough time to go through a lot of these reserves?
No, but I want you to talk about the Red Sox guys because there's some guys that are on the team that
Jarren Duran,
that guy
he is fantastic. We know Rafael Devers. Tanner Houck is the sidewinder extraordinaire. He's a hell of a pitcher. But this guy, he set a whole bunch of new firsts here in the first 100 games. He's got over 100 hits. He's got 10 triples, 10 doubles, 10 homers. Has been absolutely fantastic in center field. Should be a starter. I mean, but there's just never enough room to start everybody in the outfield, especially with the guys that they're starting. But I could have started him over Quan. I could see him starting over Quan.
He's been good of late as well. Like, that's the other thing about that cat is I just think he's continuing to progress.
Well, that's the whole thing. He going back to the minor leagues last year, and I really believe this. It takes a lot of humility to go down there with the right attitude, refocus yourself, and then get back up here. Dahlback has done it. Still not flourishing like they expected him to do like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
But when you go down to the minor leagues, you got to work on things, and it's not just your baseball. It's your mental approach. This guy's mental approach is now second to none for baseball players in the major leagues at his age, and that's why he's flourishing. You know, when you're not afraid of the big moments and you're hitting in the position where he is leadoff, this guy does a fantastic job of setting the table, seeing a lot of pitches, doing the right things for the Red Sox. So when you're looking at this guy, 10 homers, 10 triples, 24 doubles, he's got 21 stolen bases, 103 hits, leads the club in the hits category in the stolen bases. Oh, no. David Hamilton's got 23. I apologize. But doing everything correctly and playing great defense when he's not hitting, that's what I want from my center fielder. I need a great catcher, shortstop, second base, center fielder. And with all the injuries that the Red Sox have had, these guys have really held their own.
Red Sox have some should-win baseball games in the midweek. They take on the Oakland A's at Fenway Park. Mets will be hosting the Nationals. Yankees go down south to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Really big series in the middle week before the All-Star game. Dodgers at Philadelphia. That one gets started on tomorrow. Major League Baseball talk on the Rob Dibble Show today, brought to you by our friends at Long Drink. And I want to
drink
vote,
to that.
I want to vote for the pineapple to be in the All-Star mix because pretty fantastic. This is the first one I've ever had.
All of their stuff's pretty fantastic. But you got to be a real man or woman to drink their black.
Oh, yeah. The black is no joke.
No.
The black
it's
long
no
drink
joke.
is
it's
no
fantastic.
joke.
All right, we'll take a quick break, come back. Bob Nightingale joined us earlier from USA Today to talk more about the All-Star Game and some of the other topics in Major League Baseball, including your New York Yankees and Red Sox on the trade deadline coming up at the end of the season. We didn't have enough time to get to the draft, but we'll get somebody on to talk about the MLB draft that's coming up right before the All-Star Game starting on Sunday. So Bob Nightingale from USA Today next.